sector is clear.
Give us everything we got! All wings!
Hello everyone, welcome to another video today. It's been a while since I've done a BF2 video, to be honest, even though I did save some games earlier today with a couple of the guys. Today I wanted to talk about Maul Shadow Lord. Just FYI, it's going to be spoilers, so if you haven't watched it or not up to date, don't watch this video, just saying. Now, given Maul has part of his original saber in the show still, I've decided to go with the default skin this game has to offer, just also for nostalgia purposes. So, I'll go into a couple of basic thoughts and I'll try and go into detail. I don't really have a script for this kind of thing. First things first, I really enjoyed the first season, like, I'm so keen for another one. I found the, I found the pacing of the show was actually really good, like, especially, like, I had that feeling when the first two episodes were kind of set, like, that the show would be good. Like, it was set up really well, introduced Maul and his team pretty well. So I feel like they did a really good job with it. Oh, damn, if he didn't do that force push. So that was really good. I really enjoyed every fight scene the Maul was in, especially like early episodes when, before the Empire came to the planet. Like his aura farming was just top notch. It was simply wonderful, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed seeing more of. Oh, it's got double save throw. I really enjoyed seeing more of Rook Cast, that Mandalorian. That Mandalorian chick that was loyal to Maul. Funny enough, she was actually the same. The voice actor of her is actually also the voice actor for Hera, which was kind of cool. Another thing I want to mention before I continue on with my other thoughts. She only appeared in one episode, but Brando Lawson, his ex-wife, appeared in a hologram who works for the Empire. She was actually voiced by Kumiko from Karate Kid 2 in the 80s, and briefly when she came back in Cobra Kai Season 3, so I found that out through, I think, online. I was like, holy crap, really? I didn't actually recognise her voice there originally, so that was a nice touch there. And also, Spybot, the voice actor of him, did Proxy in The Force Unleashed, so that was a nice touch to The Force Unleashed with Sam Witwer and I think David Collins, I think his name is. Those two being together again, a part of the main cast. That was a nice nod to that. They did a few little Easter eggs to The Force Unleashed, particularly in the second last episode, where Maul actually briefly did double. He separated his two lightsabers and did a double blade. And he actually did briefly the backward stance. That was a nice touch. The choreography too, with all the fight scenes, was incredible. No, I didn't dash well enough there. That was really well done, actually. All the fights, like when the Inquisitors showed up, the fights with Devin and Darky, like, it was incredible, and it got better as soon as Vader showed up. I did not expect a full episode of him in the finale. Like, David and I both didn't expect it, because he's seen it. Gilbertron hasn't yet. So, like, I just expected, like, a sneak peek of him. I didn't expect him to actually fight Maul this season. But, I'm so glad. I've been dying to actually see Maul fight. I mean, not Maul fight, Vader fight while he's outnumbered. Because he's never really fought more than two people at once. But every time the one time he has, at least a couple times he has, he's kind of toyed with him. But this one, he's on the defensive, but he's also actually just too powerful. And just seeing him, his power is just incredible. Whoops of Doom. The kind of guy really likes playing the ball. And also on the fighting with all that, Marak and the Crow, I forgot what brotherly name is. I think it's the 11th? I think Marak's the first. I don't know, I get it mixed up, so correct me if you need to. But I'm glad they actually gave them a bit of backbone and actually a bit of fighting prowess. So they just looked really weak in when Ahsoka pretty much schooled them. But there will be something related to that I will talk about soon. But they did a really good job. Like, they actually were intimidating. Like, apart from maybe the Grand Inquisitor and the Second Sister, the Inquisitors have not been very intimidating, and they've been, like, I guess incompetent is probably the word for it. But they've actually been really good. Like I actually wasn't sure that Darky was going to survive against the Inquisitors, especially when they first started fighting Darky and Devon, when he showed up at the Lawsons. Like, when it was just Marak on his own, I actually was worried for Darky. Gee, this guy's a bit nuts. Yeah, I was actually worried, which was great. Because that's what you want, like, the fact they introduce new characters, like, said, yes, you give them time to flesh out their stories a little bit, but you actually don't know what's going to happen to them. So having him, the stakes for him and Devon were really important, and also for Lawson, Two Boots, and most of Maul's team. So I think that was really good. And also the visuals were amazing too. Oh, this ball's annoying. There we go. He was always going to short charge. I'm surprised I've only died 3 times, considering their top 3 I'm pretty sure are at a party. Anyway. Yes, actually have those stakes was important. What was I going to mention? I really like, especially in the last 2 episodes, how they actually started to show some deaths. Like pretty much nearly all of Maul's team except for Vario died, even though Vario wasn't actually on his side initially. So they all died. The deaths for both the Zabrak brothers were pretty awesome. I do wish we knew a bit more about their characters, so maybe we could find out a way about how they came across Maul or something. But I definitely think he recruited them, not only because they're his people, but I think as Scorn, the one that's more yellow, he probably was he was reminded of Savage, I think. Because I think he really misses Savage. And I think he has a bit of regrets there with maybe how he treated him, but also with just everything that happened, like everything that Sidious did to him, which... Let's actually talk about that for a minute here. Like, what Sidious did was really bad. And you actually really feel Maul's pain. Like, they finally actually exposed the vulnerabilities for him. Oh my god. The swings just wouldn't hit him then. Yeah, what was I going to say again? Yeah, and I really like how Maul actually, was actually vulnerable. In that episode, after he fought the Inquisitors and his leg was damaged, and he was kind of on his own getting back to his team, he was actually in a lot of trouble. But he was also very vulnerable. And that was actually really good. That's the most vulnerable we've seen him, and we've actually saw him shed some tears, which we've never seen Maul do. We've only seen him be calm, collected, and angry. And also, those flashbacks you saw in the dust were not fully accurate if you actually looked closely. Yes, like, the premise of it all happened, but it was also like it was a memory. Like, it was Maul's memory. So, like, for example, when, like, when Obi-Wan showed up and, like, pretty much chopped him, like, the way it happened didn't happen how it did in the movie. Then when Savage gets stabbed by Sidious, what Savage says while Maul's holding him wasn't the same last words that Savage actually said in the Clone Wars episode. So it's a little bit of Maul's memory, a bit, like putting things together, but then also kind of, I think it's also depicting for him more how he felt. And then what I really liked as well was actually showing that him and Savage actually knew each other as young kids, like as brothers. So that gives more meaning to everything him, Maul, and Savage went through, and I thought that was really good. It makes me wish we had more Savage and Maul, to be honest, but like, even if we just do like put some of those comics and stuff into like animated, because I think they fought a few more Jedi there, killed a few, and then there's obviously in the Clone Wars, one of the entries of the episode, they killed a few there. But seeing that was really good. What else was I going to say? So that was really good. And then actually, and also Maul's seduction of Devon gradually to the end. was really well done. I feel like what Sidious did to him kind of changed how he would groom somebody, I guess. Like, even if when you notice it with Ezra in Rebels, most of I think nearly every death has been this guy. I think most of, like in Ezra with Rebels, I was just saying, I lose track easy sometimes, he was actually quite patient with him. Yes, he was really encouraging and manipulative, but he never actually forced him against his will. And he did the same with Devon, which I thought was really good. There's someone separated out here, I might go for them. So the seduction was good, and the writers did really well in making sure Ducky was never around to kind of very often during those moments to actually put Maul, in his place and to actually remind Devon of what the right way is. So that was a really good touch. That was actually a good game from everyone, by the way. So that was really well done. Like, it wasn't forced. It wasn't dragged on. Like, it was a perfect pace for all of that. It was really well done. And he's right in a lot of ways too, to be honest, Maul. Like, with the way that like what the Sith and the Inquisitors do, how they fight, how the Jedi way just doesn't work. And I mean, given where the state of the galaxy is at that point, it just doesn't work. So like, even like early days when like Ducky was like relying on the kindness of others to help him, like when he asked for food in the early episode, like that just doesn't, the galaxy's just not like that. Yes, there can be some very kind people. In the spirit of Maul, we'll go Obi-Wan. It just doesn't happen. Like, the galaxy's a cruel place. Everyone's out for themselves. You know, everyone's got ulterior motives. And even like, you'll realize it in the finale too. Like the way Devon and Ducky fight. Vader knows how Jedi fight doesn't work, and Maul says that. And even when him and Thrawn both said, even Ahsoka said this in Rebels, to defeat your enemy, you have to understand them. And they go into little detail like this. And even Maul says, like, practice their beliefs, so... But I think the Jedi were too set in their ways where they go, okay, that means go to the dark side. I think of what Mace Windu did when, in the lore with his fight with Palpatine. He used a form that taps into the dark side, but he didn't actually fall. Then it shows some of the most powerful Jedi that have actually defeated someone have tapped into the dark side. Like Rey did a few times during the duel against Kylo. Palpatine was a little bit different. Revan knew both sides of it. I know that's Legends, but he knew both sides of things, light and dark, which is what helped him defeat Malik. Anakin knows both sides as well, so he was able to teach Ahsoka a little bit. But yeah, it just doesn't work. I mean, that's how Maul's able to defeat like the Inquisitors pretty well. Like maybe he was a little bit weakened in the show here, obviously with different reasoning, like due to his leg and whatnot. But in Rebels, he wipes the floor with the Inquisitors, and that's simply because he knows like how the Jedi fight. And then he knows how the Inquisitors will fight, because they were taught by Vader, and Vader was taught by the most powerful Sith, the same Sith that taught Maul. And it all comes together really well with this show. It's really well done with all that. But also, like, in saying that still, I still really liked Darky's character. Like, he kind of reminded me a bit, like, if Kanan were to live for an old age, I reckon he'd be very similar to Darky. He's, like, set in the Jedi ways. And he obviously did the same with Maul, like trying to keep Ezra away from Maul, just like Ducky wanted to keep Devon away from Maul. So there was a few parallels there, so that was nice. But yeah, I feel like Ducky's very similar. He's very calm and collected. He's wise. He's got really good senses, which Kanan did in particular, especially when he went blind.
The dark side continues to eclipse the light. You're wasting your time.
I really like Darky's character there. Devon, I feel she was really well written. Like the temptations of the dark side, wanting to side with Maul, because she started to agree. And in a way, like both the Jedi and Maul were right in a couple different ways. Like Ducky was right in the sense that you couldn't let yourself be corrupted by the like the dark side. But also Devon was right in the sense that you couldn't just what's the word? You couldn't just sit back and let the world change. Like a few Jedi tried to do it, and then they decided to help the galaxy. Like Kanan tried to do it. Cal was in hiding, and then he was kind of forced on a path, but he still chose to go down it. And Devon wanted to be a Jedi. Like she didn't want to just be in hiding all day away. Like there's more to Jedi than just fighting, and I think she wanted to really be that. But Maul got in her head. Is he gonna emote? Oh no, he's not. But what do you call it? Like even Ahsoka in the when she's in the circus show with Anakin, like she was like to Anakin, "Is that all I'm gonna teach my Padawan someday to fight?" Like being a Jedi isn't like having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi. Cal says that, Ahsoka says it, and it's true. Being a Jedi all comes down to how they treat people, how they help others, and standing up to darkness. And that's what Darky wanted to do, but he also wanted to protect Devon and survive. Oh, gee, Chewie's shooting your comps. Jesus, mate, chill out. No, I'm not going to help you against BB9 for that reason. So there's a lot of really good parallels. The show showed a whole really good meaning between light and dark, how everyone views the galaxy, Maul's conflict, just the Jedi trying to survive, unlikely allies, which I thought was really nice. Didn't surprise me as the show went on because I kind of saw it coming, but it made sense. But it also, I feel like Maul's opinion of the Jedi changed since from Clone Wars to Rebels. Like, I mean, not like even to the Maul Shadow Lord. Like he comes to respect the Jedi, and he knows where they stand. Like, and he knows like they have a common enemy. And I just thought it was really well done. It's been a really good match actually. Yeah, so that was it's just I lose track of my thoughts so much because I'm talking while I'm playing this, but it's like Star Wars. It's all like it has a core bunch of values and it all connects to the other lore, and it's really good. I'm just really happy with it. A few things I haven't talked about yet. The new characters. Darky was probably my favorite, along with Devon and Lawson. I mean, I know that's most of the main cast, but yeah, again, I talked about Darky. Devon was a well-written character. Like, she showed her Jedi ways when she was like, and the comparison between her, how she was with Maul, and Darky was Jedi and dark side. You could see the parallels pretty easily. I shouldn't have charged you like that there. It was really well written. Like with Darky, you could see she knew what she was doing. She wanted to be a Jedi. She knew what the right thing was. Well, there's even one point where she failed to protect Riley. Let's go rescue her or him, and she actually wanted to go straight away. And Darky almost hesitated. That's also where like the Jedi were kind of set in their ways a bit, where they kind of, I guess you felt like not fighting was like the right thing to do, and sometimes you just have to fight. And there are plenty of ways to fight, as you can see in the show, and just Star Wars in general. Lawson I thought was really good. I do wish we saw more, like we could see more of his backstory, like the bounty hunter side. On that actually, I actually don't think he's dead. Like a lot of people have been saying it through Twitter and YouTube. Because for one thing, we didn't see him die. We just saw him disappear into smoke, and we didn't see his body fall or anything. And plus, he was only wounded as he was still going in. And also, the brilliant detail that everyone's pointed out, and I noticed it after they mentioned it, was he was the one that actually saw Maul double-cross Darky in the fight with Vader. It was both, I can understand both Maul's side of it, but they just needed to do it. How is he alive, this ball? There you go. Like I think what I like, there was a bit of an interpretation with it, but I feel like Maul actually wanted to actually help defeat help Darky defeat Vader. I feel like he did, but because of the state he was in, with Vader targeting that knee that Inquisitor's hit, I feel like he kind of, and with him wanting Devon, he kind of had no choice but to run, like retreat. And I think it was the right thing to do. Obviously, for the plot, it kind of had to happen. But because I feel like obviously Darky would have, because he was so set in his ways, like he would have like just fought, because not only couldn't escape Vader, but also I feel like he knew he could buy time for Devon. So regardless of what Maul does, he's protecting Devon, and he does that in the fight in the last few episodes as well, where he actually throws his lightsaber to Devon to actually defend herself briefly against the two Inquisitors on her own. And man, that brief fight moment with her, the two lightsabers, was incredible. Like, very reminiscent of Ahsoka there. Ooh, win button. It's like he got angry that everyone died. So yeah, like she's a really good combatant. Darky's obviously taught her well. I hope we get to see more of their Jedi training during the days of the Republic. Pardon me. So that I think will be really good to see, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you can tell like he always thought like he was just everything he did was protecting her. Like even another moment when the Inquisitors were throwing the lightsabers at him, he pushed her out of the way with the Force and blocked the lightsaber. And even at one point when right as Maul and Darky were starting to fight Vader together, he actually looked back and saw Devon fighting an Inquisitor. But Vader kind of forced him to stay in the fight. I think he wanted to go protect Devon, but he couldn't. And then obviously him seeing Devon as he's dying breath was heartbreaking too, like for them, for her, and just for the viewers to see. But also I actually noticed this like after I rewatched it a couple times, because I rewatched that end of the fight a lot. But Darky actually shed a tear as he looks at Devon and his dying breath, and I thought that was lovely. Like, not lovely in the moment, but like I meant for storytelling, because it's open to interpretation, I feel, like what Darky was thinking. But I think as he's dying, he knows, he probably knows given the conflict Devon had with Maul, I think he knows that he can't influence Devon anymore on what happens from here, and Maul's gonna probably corrupt her. But I think he's also sad that Devon was gonna watch him die. So there was a bit of conflict to it there, like there's like different thoughts. That's when you know a story is good, like when different things happen and you can interpret what the character's thinking without actually knowing specifically what they're thinking. Like even another moment when Darky says to like Devon, like this is the Dark Lord of the Sith, Maul's like no, it can't be. And I think a lot of people are saying this, but I feel like that's when he realized that that was actually Anakin. Given what we saw in the Clone Wars and Vader not talking when Maul asked, "What are you?" I think he was starting to piece it together. And obviously him knowing how Jedi fight, it makes sense that a Sith Lord can be a former Jedi. Because obviously Vader, he's fought some Jedi, but like to fight a Sith as well. And plus, I think it was also canon that Maul and there was like a Maul hologram that Anakin used to train against, but I'm not actually sure if that's canon or not. But yeah, and there's a lot of different details there. Like even like what do you call it? Like makes you wonder what what's another example? Like Maul was thinking when like when he had to grieve some of the characters, like you know, like his team that died. So it was just a really good show. I mean, I'll do one more match with Maul here, and then I'll talk a few more thoughts there. And we'll talk about the actual fight scenes a bit as well. I know it's all over the place because again I don't have a script for this kind of thing, but the fight overall in every single episode that was incredible, especially the last two. Like Maul, Darky, and Devon working together against Inquisitors was really good. Their teamwork was actually pretty good, especially Darky and Devon. Like it's subtle, but it's a typical master and apprentice like synergy there with how they fight and knowing when to step in. But then like them trying to like fight Vader all at once was just incredible. Like the choreography, Vader's movements, they just depicted his new lightsaber style very well. Like it has remnants of Anakin's style, but then his adapted style to to suit his suit, no pun intended there. So that was really well done, but I'm just really happy that you actually see Vader fight people outnumbered like that. Like, I've always wanted to see him like go up against like 5 different Jedi. Like, I remember there was a comic, I don't know if it's still canon, where I think it might have been Kessel, I forget, but he actually fought like 5 or 6 different Jedi at once. One of them was actually Balta Swan, who actually appeared in Battle of Geonosis in episode 2. She was like the Asian Jedi that lived. It's actually see that now that Vader can actually hold his own. I feel like he has his own style of because I watched a video before I got on here. He has his own style of Form 5, and then with a bit of Makashi and Sarisu. Not Makashi much, but a little bit of footwork there, but his defense is really good, and I think he picks up a few things from Obi-Wan, but I think with his restricted movement, it kind of forced him to be defensive, so he's, sorry, dry throat from talking. His movements have to, when he's on the defensive, have to be precise. Because if it's too flashy, his suit won't let him do that. How much stamina do you have, man? So that was really good, and also the video I was looking at, I'll link it in the description below if I remember. But Vader's style was actually a weakness for Maul, given how Maul fought, and also with his mobility restrictions from his leg being injured during the earlier episodes. Like, Maul loses a lot of mobility, and his style requires a lot of acrobatics and martial movements, especially with his double blade, and he gets restricted because of that. And then Vader's able to tap into that, and he actually kind of gets exposed. And Maul is stuck on the defensive because of Vader's raw strength and power, which I'm glad we got to see that. But even that you can know what Vader's thinking, and like even without him talking, like at the end when Darky has his last stand one-on-one against Vader, he actually gets a hit on him, and you can see Vader's change in style. Like, he just starts going all out and using one hand, just constantly smashing into Darky's lightsaber to break his block and guard. And it's kind of what Anakin did to Barriss in the Clone Wars as well. Like, he just kept slashing at him. So it was a similar kind of principle there, but for an old man and someone who originally I didn't think he was the best combatant, he actually fought really well, Darky. He matched up well against the Inquisitors a bit more, especially when he wasn't too defensive. Like when he had a mix of attack and defense, he was actually fought really well, I must admit. Especially against Vader, he did better than I thought he would. And him and Maul really tried to help each other when it was those two against Vader. I do genuinely believe, like, I know it's a crazy thing because given Maul's evil, but he's more of an anti-hero in this series. But I feel like he actually had respect for Darky, and if he wasn't limited by his injuries with his leg, I feel like he actually would have. Like, because I watched it pretty closely, I feel like he would have actually, if he wasn't hurt and he didn't hear Devin screaming, I feel like he would have continued to stay and try and help Darky. But I think his like portrayal of Darky, like pushing him into Vader, so Vader fights him. Sorry, dry throat again. I feel like there was more of a last resort option for him, because I think he realizes that he can't defeat Vader, and Darky can't either, and he hears Devin in trouble, and he obviously wants Devin as his apprentice, so the logical move for him would be to sacrifice Darky, recruit Devin, and escape. And when you put it that way, it makes sense, but it's also like more going, oh, like what a coward, you know, people can say he's a coward. Go get Lando down there. So and that's the good thing about it, there's a lot of hidden meaning there, like old Maul also goes, no, like no a couple times. and he looks back toward where Devon is. So yeah, look, I do believe it was a necessary move for him, but because I feel like if Vader wasn't there and they escaped, maybe things could have been different with Darky. Like maybe he would have double crossed him then. But I feel like he actually would have really tried to help. Like you could, like in the brief moments they fought together with Vader, you could actually see they did try to defend each other while also attacking Vader. And I found what was really a really good detail too was the more Maul attacked, the weaker he was against Vader. It just wasn't working. And again, that was showing the style, his style being used, like Vader's style being used against him, basically because of Vader, how Vader fights. And it was just really well done. Like those who did the choreography, obviously, I feel like they really know their lore with how everything went. In terms of Vario was a bit hilarious at times, but I do hope more happens with his story. Because I don't want him just to be just there for the comedy. But I feel like he's kept alive, obviously, because he got lucky to survive at some points. But I feel like he will help more with his criminal empire, especially with Crimson Dawn, and plus he has contacts, so I feel like he has a lot of reasons to be alive there, so that's going to help. I am curious what's going to happen with Riley and Two Boots. I don't think they'll stay with Maul, I don't think. I do wonder if Maul will just abandon them somewhere. Obviously, Devon will stay with him. Him. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen there. Obviously, Devon's going to train with him. Now, there is speculation that because if Lawson's alive, he could actually, we believe he saw what Maul did to Darky. If he reveals that to Devon, she could turn on him. Now, that's obviously speculation, but if that happens, or if Devon comes to her senses, I hope it's not rushed. Like, I hope her and Maul actually get some good training together, like they really flesh out that dark side of her, and it's not just a quick turnaround, or even just her not being redeemed, I'd be okay with. To be honest with you, because we don't see enough of that where like Jedi turn evil but then they stay evil, like they often get redeemed or whatnot. With the exception of Dooku when he turned, Anakin got redeemed because, you know, prophecy of course. Revan got redeemed, but he was given a choice as well. Bastila got redeemed even though it's Legends. So that one did pretty well. Yeah, so look, I would be pretty happy with it if Devon actually dies down this dark path. And maybe as she goes down, eventually she realizes that her master was right all along and Maul manipulated her. I don't know, we'll see what it goes, but look, the show was great, the pacing was great, the acting was incredible, the fights were good, and the finale was set up perfectly for a second season, so all in all, I was really happy with how the show went, so I'm pleased with it. Feel free to let me know your thoughts below. Do your best not to spoil it too much. But I guess those who click on this video, it'll be on them because I will make spoiler warnings in the title and the thumbnail. So, yeah, feel free to write what you think as well. Write your favourite part about the show, what you like the most. So we'll see how things go there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Actually, there is one more thought I want to quickly mention before I end this video, actually. There's been a lot of people talking about power scaling, with like the show, like people go, oh, because Ahsoka beat those two Inquisitors easy in different parts, Maul should like wipe the floor with them, and then because Maul beat other Inquisitors in Rebels, he should have beaten these ones, and then they feel like Maul should have had a more even matchup with Vader, despite Vader still winning. But it's not that black and white with fights. I feel like people got to realize that, like, yes, you can look at stats and go, look, in theory this would happen, but there's always external factors that affect the fight. Like, an example is, that comes to top of my head, Kanan versus Maul, right? On paper, 9 times out of 10, Maul wins that fight. But because he was arrogant, and then also Kanan was tapped into the Force, and with the environment around him, Kanan used it, and the fight ended quickly by Maul being thrown off the ledge. Or, like, dragged off the ledge, I guess you can say. So that's the only thing I don't like when people are commenting about it. So I just feel like people need a bit more of an open mind with their opinions and just actually see things from multiple points of view instead of just jumping the gun with that kind of stuff. But that's just me. But now, on that note, I will end the video here. So thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts below.